Oh my goodness gracious me. I don't know what that required. I just went ahead and removed stuff, and it still has an unstable feed, so I don't know what's going on. I'm so sorry, everybody. I am. I just kind of had a little bit of a mental breakdown right there, trying to get this to work again. Oh my goodness. And it looks like all the audio's working again, too. I don't know what happened. Clearly there were just issues or some weird settings or some... I don't know what was going on. Nothing should have changed. Nothing should have been weird. But clearly something was. Let me go. Okay, I need to go delete that message in Discord because I was panicking, honestly. Okay. I'm online again. Well, that completely ruined my good mood. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, well now I have like 6 YouTube things I'm gonna have to sort through. Yeah, I'm... Thanks, Ray. Everything seems to be working now. I don't know what happened. I just reset some stuff, so... Give me a second here. I need to change something. Oh, my goodness. Let's do that. That'll fix some stuff. I don't know. Okay, so looks like we're doing better. It's still giving me an unstable, which is driving me nuts because it shouldn't be unstable. Be good. I don't know, Ray. You tell me. Am I having unstable issues? Are you seeing things okay? There we go. You don't see any light? Okay. I had no idea what was going on. Okay. Whew. Okay, so we're going to do a fresh start. Because my goodness. Hello, Lurks! I just had a 20-minute breakdown of my stream, so I had to reset a bunch of stuff. So I'm hoping... Yeah, for some reason the my NVIDIA thing wants to mess with my OBS software, which is touching depreciated settings. So it was not working as it needs to. So okay, so we're back. We're here. Hopefully I can get something out of that. But the fact that I had no music for a good chunk of that annoys me, because there's some amazing sounding music when this came into place. Ruined that. Anyway. Okay, so what do we got? So we've got one for the class track. Okay, so it does have the class tracker stuff there. Okay, so let's look at the guide for a quick second to see. Hello, DX! Okay. Basics getting started. Oh, specialist skills? Oh, that's going to be annoying. So I can look at the missions here. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the exploration guide. Okay. a selection from the tablet. Missions in progress. Stock up on items. Race against time. And then big fish stuff. Okay, cosmic pouch. Separate inventory exclusive for cosmic exploration. Automatically submitted to the initiative. Okay. Class D stellar missions. Got you unlock harder ones. Quest sync. Ground support bonuses. Okay. Giant power vacuum system. Okay, so each role having different requirements for participation. Things to do while piloting a mech. Looks like we're going to get around to that at some point. Okay. Oh my goodness. There's so much here that I need to get into. Okay. Okay. Average item, I'm currently at... Oy. Okay, so it wants me to 616. I'm not there. Possible capture a variety of fish as possible. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna try these. Okay, to achieve a goal, you may wish to purchase gear from. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so let's talk to researching one. They probably also got something. Welcome to the Interplanetary Research Station. We analyze exploration data and develop new tools for the betterment of the initiative. Also like to take part in our research, it's simple. Complete stellar missions to fill up your data set, then report back. Cosmic tools are still prototypes for now, but the more data you bring in for analysis, the more we'll be able to improve them. Check out your Exo tablet. All the details are there. Participating in those. Before you say that's too vague, all the exact figures you want are right there on your Exo tablet. A lot of work, but just think of how much you gain. Boundless appreciation and a cosmic tool, I suppose. Okay. And we have the credit exchange, which allows you to get the get accessories and all that stuff. Okay. You can purchase armor, or gear. They can purchase tools. Oh, cool. Okay, so these are showing tools for growing for people. Okay, so this is kind of being a mix of. Yes, this is very much like the firmament. Where you're getting in and you're doing certain stuff wherever you need. Okay, and then cosmic fortunes. This is going to be. And they need lunar credits for that. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be very much like the diadem and stuff like that. Okay, so it sounds like the first thing I need to do cosmic research is founded upon the collection of data. Yeah, so Okay. Yeah, because the firmament and the diadem also had tools that you got from them. They were the Dragon Song tool, I think, which I actually have slowly been working on. I really have not done them on stream. I haven't touched it since I started streaming, I think. And I can't do that. Okay, so if I'm going to start doing it this way, do a little exploring. So I think I'll go this way. Woo! Good looking hoverboard and everything. Interesting. Okay, and pops me out here. Then that would send me off further that way, I guess. Okay, so let's go ahead and try one of these missions then and see how badly I fail at it. Because knowing me, it's going to be bad. Okay, so the launch emergency. So do I just want to run that direction or what? Oh, I went the completely wrong direction. I actually need to go off to the side here. I'm then going to go fishing over there. No, they've kind of broken the mold with that. So and for the most part, it is kind of the original kind of fantasy that you'd see from like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. Final Fantasy has also interpreted a little bit more. In the newest stuff that I've been doing, it is far more along the lines of techno and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I mean, we had stuff from the Allied Empire, which was very technically advanced, but it was like this ancient technology kind of deal. This is all far more new, so... Okay. But my hope is that by doing these missions, I'll actually be able to, like, level up. Because that's usually what they've done when you've had stuff like this, is that you are able to level up your classes and stuff. It's another XP pool that you can pull from. Because I have done stuff that has allowed me to get to my miner and my botanist up to 100. I haven't done my fisherman because it plays a bit differently. And this is a great, and if this is kind of like what the diadem was, where it was a great way to level up as well, then I will play this way. Would be nice to kind of get everything up to 100. So we can catch another fish. Okay. Oh, I think I changed something. Okay, so I did that. So I did that mission. So now I need to report. Okay, so it gave me a bunch of XP. It gave me some daily success stuff. Okay, cool. So question then, if I go into my, I think there's a challenge log. Where is it? Challenge log. Would there be one for... Leveling and crafting. Okay. So that got me a little bit of stuff that I can get. So we have the lunar credit and we have the Cosmo credits. Currencies. Let's see. Used to purchase various supplies and even exclusive wares. The lunar credits. There's cosmic fortunes as well as pilot applications for use in the mech ops. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, what's the series? Tell me. I'm curious now. Oh, Has Been Hotel? I've heard good things. Well, let me say this. When I've seen stuff about it, I've not been particularly interested necessarily. I'm kind of picky when it comes to stuff like that. I have heard good things. Apparently, it's been very successful. Ah, here we are. Here is our stellar successes. Okay, so you can do your daily stuff as well as... Okay, cool. Okay, there's long-term contributions and there's daily successes and stuff like that. Cool. So doing these will get me get certain stuff. So complete stuff like that. You get your daily, your points as well as your cosmetic stuff. Interesting. Okay. Oh, and this is kind of and there's going to be multiple locations to do this too. So it's going to be not just this map, but more, I think, which will be kind of interesting. Okay, I will put Has Been Hotel on my list of things to potentially see. There's so many things to watch out there. Yeah, it looks like you have to unlock each of the quests and completing pilots. Okay, interesting. And infrastructure. Okay. So you can talk about how they're slowly been working up and getting it there. Okay, cool. And there's a video log. We'll have to see that. I won't do that on stream. That might not be particularly interesting. Okay. The cosmic class score. Okay. So I should be able to look at my achievements here. I'm going to add some of these to my watch list, but I kind of have them a bit. Yeah, gathering in space, yeah. So it's getting 50,000 points with any Disciple of the Hand or the Land, yeah. Yeah, so this is like Diadem 3.0. Okay, interesting. Anyway, so it looks like we're going to be doing just a little bit more of this. It looks like you also can do the check mark to try and get... Okay. These are my stuff, and then off we go. Okay, and to get the certain requirements, you have to get stuff. Okay, interesting. So it's a character. It's a race called the Ra. So they're kind of lizard-like. Everybody thought they were like draconic, but the devs actually came out and said, no, you're not draconic. So they got released in the first expansion, Heaven's Word. So they're tall like elves. They have these horns on them, which are kind of different styled. Let me zoom in on the character's face for a second here. So you see these horns and all these scales on my character. I chose a character with red skin, make it a bit different. But they also have a tail. Two different varieties. And then there's two sub races under them, kind of like different tribes. There's the Rain and the Exalia. And the Rain are a lot more bright, a lot more colorful colors with the kind of the tan scales and everything like that. Dahlia are a lot more pale. You usually see them as white or very pale colors, and they have black scales. So I originally started as a Makote, which are the cat people, but then I wanted to change into something different once I had other options made available to me. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try another mission and see what it's like. Can I run into this and have it go that way? Looks like it can. All right, that's nice to know. Yeah, let me see if I can find another daily round. Oh, that's one of the mechs. Let's go see this thing. Dude, that's cool. Look at that. Let's see if we can find another. Let's see if we can find another. So they were also the first race that came out after the former releases. So here's Azalea. If you look at him, he's got these black scales on him. As opposed to, so they're very much like the elves in height and build, but these are distinctly different with the scales and stuff like that. Here's a female. They're much shorter, and I think that was the thing that annoyed me the most about it, is that they're also a shorter. The females are like only 2/3 the height of the males. But you can see on her, she actually has scales on her arms. That's what I kind of did with that. Okay. I'm going to go... Well, I can't apply as a... Shows where that is. Okay. But I can't do that for a little bit. That's okay. Let's go ahead and go to the next mission I was going to go to. And it is over here. Product foodstuffs in that direction. So we'll hop into this... I think it's this one that we jump into. Oh, yeah, the Lobrits, yeah. Well, and then we have the bigger bunnies. We have the Viera race, who are a classic race for anybody who's played some of the later Final Fantasies. Final Fantasy 12 and 10 and Tactics as well, so... Okay, that was not where I actually wanted to go, apparently. I need to go to that little pond right there, so... I think what I actually need to do is I need to jump through 2 gates at this point. This is cool. I like this. See the world down there, the one that we've been on since forever. Yeah, I'm getting very strong Astroneer vibes. It makes me want to play that game some more. No, I can't. It locks me completely. Yeah, I can't jump off. Wouldn't really want to either. Okay. no bait has been set up. Okay, we're going to initiate. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get into this. All right. Ah, okay. The Cosmic Research, it looks like it's by getting the points that I have, I can then introduce and get the Cosmic Fishing Tools. Okay. This one's done by score, by it looks like. So each time I put up a fit, I get a fish. It gives me a point value attached to it. Lunar Axolotl. Ooh, that sounds like fun. So originally, when the diadem, so let's talk about the previous content that this is kind of marked off with. It was called the diadem. It's in Kurthus, in the Sea of Clouds, which I have shown a little bit on stream, but is basically these floating islands of crystal and stuff that is out in the Kurthan area. And they had this place called the Diadem, which was originally kind of like an open-ended dungeon is kind of how I explain it. You went there and you could gather and fish and stuff like that, but you could also fight things. The problem is that they launched that in 3.2 or something like, I can't remember. And everybody ran and did the content. They all ate it up, and then nobody played it after that. Once everybody had what they wanted from it, they didn't play it anymore, which was a real bummer. At the time, I actually took a break from the game because I kind of burned myself out. So I actually wasn't around when that happened. So I didn't end up actually doing any of the content, really. I jumped back in, but they basically made the announcement at some point, hey, we're going to revamp the Diadem. So they basically removed it from the game, so you couldn't access it anymore, and said, sorry, we're going to rework this at some point. And they did. When they came up with player housing, which had not really been in the game until a certain point, there was a lot of push to make it so then you could do housing in Kurthus, because the only places we've had it is the 3 starter cities: Redania, Limsa Lominsa, and Ul'dah. And so people wanted housing in another location. So they made it so then we could do it, but they made it different. Because the story behind it is that Kurthan has been having the Dragon War stuff. So basically the area was decimated. So they said, hey, why don't we make this more of an event thing and make it so that people actually can do crafting and gathering stuff to bring materials from the Diadem, which is this veritable bounty of raw resources, and make it so then you are rebuilding that section of the city, basically. And that's what they did. And they launched that in... When did they launch that? That was back in 5.x, I think, is when they did that. I can't remember. Somebody will correct me on this, I'm sure. But they launched that, and people went crazy for it. Everybody loved it. So they eventually did it, so then you were getting up to higher and higher recipes and rebuilding the sector. And once it was done, then they opened up the residential part of it, the residential sector, for people to get houses and apartments and stuff like that. So you can actually go get a house plot or apartment if you're lucky, because everybody wants one. Everybody and their dog wants one of them. They made it so then it's kind of a roulette thing to get into certain residential areas. But the content is still available somewhat. They took out a lot of the earlier recipes and stuff that you do for it, but you can still go in and do it there. So I have been on and off doing stuff like that. So that has been somewhat interesting to do. And there's a lot of gear and stuff that you can get from it. So I have worked on some of it. The Dragon Song tools are what's here. So this one is called, so Skybuilder's Fishing Rod is what I have. You can go and do stuff like that. We're in. Okay. Now, what is our last mission? Okay, so there's our Class D missions. So I think you want to try and get every one of these, all these done up to gold or something. Okay. But where's this one? That's in that direction. Okay. Yeah, when they lock you into a transportation thing like this, you can't do anything. You could do it for the chocobos that you'd rent, but then the chocobo would run off, so you just had to leg it from there on. But that kind of was the idea for those. But since everybody got mounts, no one really touches the chocobo transportation, unless you're brand new. Okay, let's go back to the display mission. Okay, so it is this pond over here. I'm going to go ahead and sit down. I get a chance. Hit. So I know this is not particularly the most interesting thing to watch. The crafting gathering is interesting, but I'm also not one of those people that revels in doing that. I'll do it if it's necessary for a game type, like it's a crafting gathering game, or something similar. But I have done the crafting and gathering stuff kind of off stream, and kind of as it comes around. And I will say it is very relaxing. The fishing is very different from the other stuff, though. The mining and so the other two gathering, miner and botanist, you go around with chisels and sledgehammers and axes and scythes, and you go to gathering nodes and you pick them up. I think there was a stream that I did where I was just gathering stuff. Oh, okay. So, how do you want me to try to explain it? Yeah, there's a lot. So I can try to explain things to you. So you're feeling very lost at the moment. So fishing for quest. So yeah. It sounds like that's enough. Yeah. Well, that was great. Okay, cool. So I got my daily stuff done, but then there's other stuff that you can do that is just for the area. Okay, interesting. Oh, the item is a level 30-something. That's interesting. The Dragon Song and Skybuilder stuff, it required you to be it required you to be like level 80 or something like that. Maybe they're making it so that people can jump in and have a really nice piece of gear at the end of it if they're touching this stuff. I don't even remember what the item was. Well, it might be or at the beginning. But we do have now enough lunar credit. We can go pull a cosmic fortune. So let's try that. And just jump into this. If I remember correctly, when you did certain events for the diadem stuff, you were gathering things by was it collection stuff? I think it was. You basically were gathering and trying to get really nice high-end materials. You were slight minigame through the crafting stuff, through the gathering stuff, and that would give you. And then you go and get those items certified, and then you could use those in the materials and stuff. It looks like they're doing something a little different with this. So right now, all I've done is I've gotten to 44 points. Sounds like this needs to be a daily something or other that I work on. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my checklist thing here. I'm going to add a custom thing, which is the daily cosmic gathering. Cosmic there's what? Stellar missions? Cosmic stellar missions. We'll add that into there. That can go there. Back down. That. Cool. Okay, so that can be something that we do there. That's right. So we wanted to run over here. But we don't have any warp way here. We have to go to Bestway Burrows and do that. Okay, so maybe that's my history, so then I remember that that's a thing. Okay. Hey, Cosmic Fortunes. Here we go. And if I remember correctly, this is... Oh, interesting. Okay, so there's a Cosmic Table. There's a Leprosol. Okay. It looks like it's just a... It's a roulette, basically. And I don't know what the Stellar Opportunity thing is. Okay, so it looks like it's different items, but it's different allocations of what can be what. Okay, so the biggest options are getting the Cosmo Table, which is a furnishing, or the Magic Prism stuff, which is just collectible whatevers. There's the Cosmo Suit Coffer, which will give me gear. Give me cosmetic gear, I think. And then there's the vacuum suit. That is the mech. We have the Visage emote. We have the Leprosol. It's the new parasol thing. And then I don't know what the Stellar Opportunity thing is. I'm gonna have to guess it's random or something like that. But we're gonna go ahead and try for the. So it looks like you actually call it. Yeah, so select one or the other, and then we're just going to have a roll of the dice and see what happens, I guess. I doubt this is going to give me anything particularly great, but... Yep, there we go. So it's a gamble, more or less. So, what do these do? Yeah, that's what I thought. Pointless little consumables. So try on. Yeah, so you can see on my character now. Yeah, I have scales on the back. I have them on my neck. I have them on my arms and my forearms. I think they're on my legs too. Yeah, you can see them down here at my ankles. Go ahead and reset the display. Yeah, I actually really like the design of my character. I'm very happy. I have been for quite some time. Okay, let's go ahead and save this so I can see what we all look like when we put this stuff on. Sweet! Yeah, that actually looks really cool. I like that. Then there was other stuff that we could get. There was getting certain dyes. Don't care about. There's getting certain materials, which I don't care about. But there's things, there's music, there's more accessory stuff. Cool. And then this was purchasing other stuff, so. Okay, so going back to the missions. It looks like I got the Class C mission stuff because I finished up the level 10 stuff. It looks like has it added more stuff? Like it might have. Let's look at one of these things. Okay, so you actually craft up the gear. Other one. Then there's a mission log for each of these. Very interesting. There's critical missions, there's provincial missions, which we haven't unlocked yet by the look of it. Okay, and then you look at it, say complete the class mission. So you have to do each of them once. Okay, that's cool. Down to Fisher. As for B, you have to do 4 Class Cs. Very interesting. Very authoritative. Well, if I remember correctly, the cosmic, because I looked at the gear, the one that we got from the fortune stuff. Let me pull it up here. So there's the Star Crew gear, which was that, and then we have the Cosmo suit, which basically is Astroneer stuff. So, no, this looks like very interesting stuff to do, and I'm not sure what this initiative. Okay. Right, okay, so this is the contributors, the people who give the most points over a certain period. Okay. Interesting. So I can look at this and say, okay, so for today, currently the person by far, they're just NPCs. Yeah, you can't play as the Loporets. Now, I could find one of the Viera, I'm sure. Viera are pretty popular by what they look like. So you can actually play as a Viera. This is a male. And is there a female around here? I'm not seeing a female around. Oh, here we are. And then here's a female. So if you want to play a bunny clash, you can. There is a race for that. If you want to play a smaller character, you can play as Lalafell. They're also called dwarves in another instance of the game. You can play as just normal humans. You can play as elves. Don't see a whole lot of Rugadins around, but they are around. This is an NPC of, well, let's see, that's Ellison. There's the Hrothgar, which are like, so you have 2 options as cat. So you can play as Makote, which would be like House Cat, very similar to what you have, or you can play as Hrothgar, who are these big lion-like characters. Sadly, I'm not seeing any of them here, but there was one at the beginning of the stream when we first got onto the moon. Not here specifically, but onto the moon itself. There was one staying there, so. No, Makote are still really popular. For both male and female characters. So. Okay. Looks like we're doing for forward bulldozing the regular path. Interesting. So I don't have the currency to do that, but at some point I will have to work. If I look back at my stellar successes, yeah, so I'm complete there, but then it's unlocking more of the missions. Yeah, unique stellar missions on the moon. Get them all with gold ratings. Doing critical missions on the moon, which sound like the red alert ones that people have been talking about in the thing. They're the rare events that unique critical missions, and then piloting mechs. Yeah, interesting. So, yeah, there's a lot to do with that. Because of all the hiccups and stuff like that, I am going to stop the stream here for today because I don't feel like watching the crafting stuff is particularly interesting. I don't know, Ray. What do you think? Do you think it's boring to see me just catch fish? If I'm going to come back up here, I would be grabbing, grabbing crafting food, so I would be getting XP as well, so... Yeah, see what I mean? Now, we could go and take a quick look at the diadem, so you guys know kind of more what I'm talking about. I'm not against doing that. So, how do I get home from here? Because they just kind of dropped us here. Is it over here? I don't know where we started. Here we are, driving away. Oh, you can travel instead. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go back to... We don't have a preference. We're going to go back to Best Way Burrows. Okay, and then we're going to do a teleport. We're going to teleport to... there we are. Foundation. So I'll show you guys it. So I'll show you what the diadem looks like briefly, but yeah, we're not going to stay here. Before the stream, I ended up finishing up leaf quests, which I have touched on in the past. Leaf quests are for certain classes, and you just bring certain items and stuff. I ended up finishing up the ones for Stormblood. So I've done all of the ones. What is a diadem? Okay, so the original word for diadem actually is like a crown, like a circlet. If you've read Harry Potter, which I know, Ray, you might not have, there is the Diadem of Ravenclaw, but the one for this is actually a location. So I unfortunately, I don't remember. The diadem was mentioned in, it would have been movie 7 for you. I don't remember which one. Part 1 or 2, probably was part 2, if I had to guess. Yeah, so originally a diadem is a crown, a circlet. It's something people wear on their heads. That's usually what it is. This is the firmament, and the events are all done. Nobody, but people still craft stuff here. But this is the location for everybody. So people can actually come to a similar place like this, and they can get their they can buy the houses and stuff like that. This is the normal instance, and this is where you go to do more content from the firmament stuff. So they've had this basically this celebration of finishing up the Skyrise, the Skyrise stuff. So we'll go into the diadem really briefly. Mission Commander, travel to the diadem. So it basically looks more or less the same as what it was when it was a kind of an open dungeon, but now it's just crafting stuff. It's crafting and gathering. What you do. But it is a really cool location. I'll get on my gator and give you guys a look. This giant crystal in the center. You see all these floating islands. Unfortunately, we have the snow. You see all these floating islands and stuff, and there's creatures and stuff on them. They're just floating out in the middle of space. That's okay. But see, yeah, you just come out to these different locations and stuff, and there's gathering nodes and things to do here, so. And these little twister icons, they are the windmires. They're ways to get up and down without flying. Because you can access this at low levels. But by that point, you probably have a mount. You see, there's creatures here, but they aren't hostile at all. And here's a windmire. We'll just hop onto this thing for a brief second. What? Basically, you go around gathering items in here, and then you certify them back in the firmament. Oh, I think this is... Oh, he's all guarded up and stuff. Not for that one, no. That's transportation. That was a transportation bit. You will slowly fall down and land softly. There is fall damage in the game normally, just not here. Here, let me see if I can show an example. I think I can get up here. See my health? 20, 801, down to 1. So there is fall damage. Just not by using the windmires. Fall damage rarely is an issue for the game because the only times it makes you fall down really far, a lot of time you will land on something that's soft, or you're in a dungeon where you don't want anything like that happening. Yeah, it'll take me down to 1 HP. No matter how far I fall, it'll take me down to a minimum of 1 HP. I'm trying to think what other games have done that. I know that Destiny 2 has that, where if you fall a certain distance, you can't die from the fall damage anymore. Or from collision collision damage from getting knocked back into something from physics damage, basically. The only time when you would really die from something like that is if you landed right next to an aggressive monster and it attacked you. But I'm high enough level that just doesn't happen. Because everywhere I go, everything is either weaker or equal to me, and I don't jump off cliffs in an attempt to escape. So. I have done that in the past, though. I have jumped off trying to escape things, and I've died from it. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the instance. And then you come back here. You talk to the inspector. And he will look at it and say, yeah, it's good, it's worth this many points and stuff like that. And then you can get all kinds of things from that. And the music here is really nice. But see, there's also a Cupola of Fortune, which is basically the cosmic fortune stuff that they have up on the moon. Yeah, if you want to listen to the soundtrack, go look up... Oh, shoot. The name's completely past me at the moment. Hold on a second. Let me look here. I have it on Spotify. You can find it on Spotify. If you look up... Masayoshi Soken... on Spotify, you will find Final Fantasy stuff. Yeah, so you can look up stuff. So if you look up for this particular song, look up Final Fantasy XIV Firmament. Oh, if you don't have, oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, on YouTube, you should be able to find it. Look up the Firmament or Skyrise Celebration or something like that, and you'll find this song. Anyway, everybody, I'm going to end the stream today. We had so many issues with it before. I'm glad I got them resolved, but that annoyed me to no end. I'm going to keep doing the crafting and gathering stuff off stream, but if I get to something that's kind of cool, I will try to stream it. Final Fantasy XIV will get streaming when there's new content and stuff. So if we end up getting to like a new zone for the moon or something like that, I will then join for that. But now that I have something that allows me to kind of do the crafting and gathering stuff, we'll get further into that. So I'd like to thank everybody who showed up. I am so sorry for the technical difficulties that happened. I'm sure I probably scared away some people, but hopefully some people joined back in and were interested in what was going on. I love showing off new content to people. Over the weekend, I'm just going to be doing other stuff. I'm also going to be looking at other games that I'll be eventually playing. I have strongly been thinking about playing another small game to kind of give the alleviation between playing Lego Star Wars. Even though we're getting close to finishing it, I keep saying that we're not close. We're still like at 78% out of the 100. But the thought of potentially playing another small game in between to kind of give us a palate cleanser, so to speak, has come to mind. I do have some shorter games that I could play for a stream or two. I actually just got a couple new ones through Epic Games that would be short games, a couple hours long. And they looked goofy and weird with an odd art style and stuff. So I wouldn't be against doing something like that. So anybody who watches this stream or gets that message, please, if it's more interesting than watching me work my way through Lego Star Wars, let me know. I'm still kind of on the fence about it. Anyway, we'll go ahead and call this a goodbye. And I will see you all next Monday. We'll do more Marvel Rivals. And we'll see how it goes on with the Hellfire Club, with the Hellfire Club Gala and everything like that. But everything that's been happening so far, I will be playing the schedule as is. What I am thinking of is that the weeks that don't have something particularly interesting going on in Final Fantasy XIV, like new content, I will probably start playing another game to fill in that time. It might be another online game that I have. It might just be another day for playing games. I could play game demos or things like that. I kind of want to confer with some other people and see what's up. Because even though Final Fantasy is a well-known game and lots of people watch it on Twitch, I feel like for my current channel and platform right now, it's doing just okay. It's not necessarily bringing in new viewers or anything like that, because there is a very well-established fan base. We'll see. But it does feel like the schedule has been getting a little stale, so I'm thinking of mixing it up a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching. Thanks for chatting with me, Ray. It's always a pleasure. You know it is. And I will see you all Monday for a new game. Hope you all have a good weekend. Stay safe. Have fun. I will see you later. Peace.